To me, it kind of feels like we're just literally back in 2006 again, and I kind of hate it. This video is kind of impromptu, but it's something that I've been thinking about that's been weighing kind of heavily on my mind for a while, especially recently with like headlines that I've seen and stuff that's been going on social media, personal experiences of mine. I just feel like I kind of want to get it off my chest because something is telling me that a lot of us are actually feeling the same way about a lot of this. I am going to be talking about things that could be potentially triggering or upsetting for some people, like diet culture, weight loss, disordered eating, etc. So if that's something that upsets you or is going to potentially trigger you, maybe check out a different video. Just wanted to give a fair warning. And what I've been seeing so much recently is like this weird turn of events where thinness has become like popular again, quote unquote. And I want to start this off by saying bodies are not a trend. Like a body size is not a trend and a body shape is not a trend. And it's really frustrating because it's been like, it's tale as old as time. Like literally since the beginning of time, different bodies have been trendy, and now there's been a real shift happening, and it's shifting a lot more towards what I experienced in like my younger years of life. I grew up in the early 2000s, so I was in like the peak of the sort of like skinny girl era of Nicole Richie, Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan. I vividly remember everyone sharing that quote by Kate Moss that said something like, "Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels." And I'm like, have you had French fries? Or chocolate cake? And I want to say I was maybe 11 years old when I first actually like noticed and wanted to change my body because of what I was seeing in the media, and diet culture was just so prevalent growing up. I'm sure if you're watching this and you're in a close age range to me, you can relate. It was so normal. Everyone in my life was dieting, Slim Fast, South Beach, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers. Those were all like really normal. It was just everywhere. You couldn't escape it. And I talked about this before because I just want to give like a little bit of backstory before I go into it, but like in high school, I was probably like a junior in high school, so I was probably 17 years old. I went on a master cleanse, which was this liquid diet. It was to like fast and to lose weight, and I was a size 6. Like it's unhinged. And then like immediately after high school, I went into a really bad cycle of extreme dieting, and I was very underweight, yet like it wasn't enough for me. And as a result of like all these extreme diets that I was on to lose weight, my health greatly suffered. My hair was falling out, my nails were really brittle, I was extremely anxious, I was very malnourished, yet nobody in my life expressed concern for my health. All I was eating was like a handful of Cheez-Its and like a Diet Coke. And nobody was concerned for my health. In fact, everybody kind of had an opposite reaction, was like, "You look amazing. You look like you're glowing. What's your secret?" And like men started showing me attention, which was something that honestly, like until that point, I hadn't really been used to. I wasn't really popular with guys. So it was almost like validating everything that I was doing at the time. It made me think like, oh, okay, I need to keep doing this. And it just only reaffirmed my behavior in my mind. Now, cut to like the present, it sort of feels like we're slipping back into that all over again. Like it really does feel like we're reverting back to this early 2000s, extremely thin is the ideal body era, and I'm not here for it. To me, it kind of feels like we're just literally back in 2006 again, and I kind of hate it. So recently, you know, things like low-rise jeans becoming popular again. My YouTube friend Jasmine Whitley actually made a video on low-rise jeans, as well as a video kind of similar to this topic, like with just things that have been going on lately, all the tomfoolery. And they're both really great videos. I'm gonna link those down below. She really nails it and just like says so many things that I completely agree with. So check those out for sure. But like low-rise jeans coming back has been so upsetting, and we can joke about it, whatever, but we all know it's really not about the jeans. It's about like the body that's wearing the jeans. I've seen a lot of it repeating with influencers and models today. It's exactly the same as it was back then, and it's almost equally, if not more, upsetting than it was before. I am gonna briefly address this because what the fuck, but there was a headline by the New York Post recently, and the headline read, "Heroin chic is back." And There are so many fucked up things about that headline and so many things where I'm just sitting there like, how on earth did this make it to print? Like, I'm genuinely concerned. And not to get into too much of like a personal detail about my family, but I can assure you that heroin is anything but chic, like at all. And it's so disrespectful to the disease of addiction and how much it, I don't know, kills people and ruins their lives. And it's something that people seriously struggle with every day. So to like so flippantly use it in an article headline to describe someone's body, like it just, it's really maddening. It's really, really maddening, and it insinuates that bodies are trends and that this kind of body is in now and this kind of body is out. And with a lot of like influencers and celebrities, namely the Kardashians, dissolving their BBLs and going through like pretty extreme weight loss, again, it just sort of feels like we're right back in the early 2000s. Recently, I also saw a group of 2 girls on Instagram. I'll link the video down below if I can find it, but they are like models and influencers here in LA. They're plus size girls, and they went to a club and they were turned away at the door for their size. The bouncer looked them up and down and said, "Not tonight." And it was 100% because of their size. It was totally discrimination. It's really, really gross. I don't believe that the place has addressed it at all. And I read the comments of that video, and so many people have experienced the same thing, which is just so gross. A few months ago was Fashion Week, and I remember just seeing a lot of people and discussion circulating about how plus size people were really not included at all during Fashion Week. It was like less representation than ever. I'm gonna link a Vogue article down below from Marielle Elizabeth. I follow her on Instagram. She's wonderful and amazing, and she really articulated how there's been like a shift in like the plus size fashion world and how it's really becoming less and less inclusive and how it's really, really sad. So check that out, it's down below. There are so many brands, major brands, that did these big plus size rollouts, and they were like, we're extending our sizing, see, like we love everybody, everyone deserves to wear our clothes. And then like pretty immediately after that went back on their word and took the plus sizes away completely, or like cut them out in stores, or really severely limited their production of plus size items. Like, it's, the message is being heard loud and clear, obviously. And then also, I promise I'm done with my list of recent things that have just made me feel like I'm losing it, but I attempted to film a fitting room video recently at a store here in LA that's like sustainable and offers extended sizes. And I wanted to make sure that they offered extended sizes in their store in the location I was going to. So I reached out directly and they said, yep, we have extended sizes in store, come on in and check it out. And I went into the store, and it's like a showroom type of situation, so you have to tell them what you want and in what size, and they basically were like, we don't carry extended sizes in store, only online. And I was like, okay, bye. It was so awkward and so uncomfortable, and even after double checking to make sure that they had them, they were like, no, we don't. It was embarrassing. I did a whole like rant about it on my vlog channel, so if you want to check that out, I'll link it down below. But basically, all of this, the reason I'm saying all of that is because unconsciously, or maybe consciously, I don't know, all of this is like signaling to our brains that our bodies are not good enough the way they are, that they need to be a certain way that fits in with the mold of what everyone else looks like or what everyone else is doing or what these like very small percentage of people look like. And again, that like our bodies are trends and we need to adjust them accordingly. And like, for me personally, I have spent years and years working hard to dismantle so many things in my mind, internalized fat phobia, unlearning diet culture, etc., etc., etc. And like, I kind of had started feeling like I was getting into a good place of acceptance with my body. And I still feel like I've made, you know, huge strides from where I used to be back in the day. But I'm not gonna lie, like body acceptance has been like my goal at this point. Like just accepting my body. I'm no longer in like a body confidence or even positivity mindset. Like I'm straight up just trying to accept my body for what it is and not try to slip into old habits to change it. And I don't know, it just all feels so defeating. It really does. I feel so defeated, and I feel like all of the progress that I've made over the last couple of years or few years is like starting to slip through my fingertips. Like I feel like I'm losing sight of having that inner voice and knowing that my body is good and wonderful just the way it is, and it's valid exactly as it is today. And sure, if anyone wants to change their body in any way, that's up to them, and I don't judge them at all. But it's also okay to have your body be perfectly wonderful just exactly the way it is and not have to change a thing, and be just as valid and beautiful and accepted by society and lovable and all of those good things. And yeah, like I mentioned, you know, people aren't the problem. It's really diet culture, it's really social media, it's really society, it's all of these different things, but it can just feel really shitty. And I just was hoping by making this video and ranting a little bit that those of you who have been feeling the same way can feel validated and feel not alone, because it really does feel isolating sometimes to see it perceived as like so normal, when like I feel like so many people have worked so hard, specifically in like the body positivity movement and like the disability movement, to like have more acceptance in everyday life, like have more diverse casting in modeling campaigns and TV shows and media and on social media. Social media has been amazing. It's like opened my eyes to so many different people from different walks of life and shapes and sizes and genders and everything. I'm probably just talking in circles. The sun is going down. But hopefully by hearing this, you just feel like, okay, you know what? I'm not insane. I'm not losing my mind. And if I'm having negative thoughts about myself or my body or whatever, it's not my fault. I don't really have like a resolution to offer or any, you know, bow to wrap this up in, but yeah, I'm here for you if you need to chat. It would be awesome if we could all like support one another in the comments, and please reach out for help if you feel like you're getting into, you know, a not great place. There is help for you out there. I'll link some resources down below, but I'm just sending a lot of love. I'm sending hugs to all of you during these very, very weirdo times. And please remember, and this is me talking to you and myself, that you are so perfectly valid exactly as you are right now in this moment. As the cliche saying goes, your body is the least interesting thing about you. You are not the problem. It's all of that shit. I'm sending you all of my love. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in my next video.